This is the second weekend of hunting season, and now both sides of the river are open.
We cruised from Fairbanks and made it to Manly. It's getting kind of late, so packed up the boat and cruised down and got to see a nice big black bear walking on the bank. So we slowed down to take a look at it. My dogs saw it and started barking away, and our Ruger decided he needed to jump in the water and try to swim to it. I had to call him back and pull him out. We got to camp, we unloaded really quickly because it was already getting dark, and we decided to cruise across the river to where I got a moose 2 years ago and call around a little bit. And we actually were sort of responded to. There was an animal of some type that, or probably a moose, started walking out to us, and then it got really close, but it was in the tree line and it got too dark.
This morning we got up and we checked the same meadow because we heard something last night. After we checked the meadow where my dad got a bull 2 years ago, we checked the meadow right back there, and that's where I got my bull last year.
We called there for a little bit and then decided that we should walk around it and check the signs. It was getting a little later in the morning. So we walked to the end of it and checked out a meadow that was off the end, and then we walked around the other side of it and checked out a huge meadow that I haven't seen in a couple of years.
Me and my cousin, we were target practicing with our pellet guns, and we saw big old ptarmigan, so we got them, and now they're eating it over there actually.
Well, here in a few minutes we're going to go for a daytime cruise up the Cosna River and look around for some signs so we can kind of figure out a game plan for tonight where we might want to hunt. We saw some cow tracks back there. We're at least hoping tonight to see a cow come out. So any kind of sign would be good.
So Goliath Meadows, one of my favorite meadows, because we get to go on a canoe ride, and then when we get there we get to make forts and stuff and climb trees. It's really fun.
This morning we woke up early, around 6, and went to the meadow where Levi got a moose last year and did some calling for a couple hours. We really didn't hear anything. Right now the clouds came in and it's just been kind of too warm. Anytime you're calling in the morning and there's mosquitoes flying on you, you know that it's probably a little too warm. After we checked the meadow this morning and called around, we went for a cruise around a little island trying to look for some bull sign or any moose sign, but really looks like nothing's moving. We're about to go back to Goliath Meadow and climb this ridge right behind it that Levi's been bugging me since last weekend to climb and check out the view.
One of our best bets was a huge tundra area, and there's a camp literally right across the river from it.
The Cosna is so windy that you can be 10 bends away from them and you're still, very close to them. This morning we cruised up into the Cosna and checked Tom's meadow and called around there for a while and didn't have any response, so we decided to go ahead and cruise further up to where we had seen some moose last year and ended up calling around there. I finally got to hear a few bull grunts, but after he did that he got quiet. We've hunted for 2 weeks now, one long weekend, and this one ended up being a long weekend as well. Haven't gotten anything, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of pressure for the last little bit of moose season.
We better get something soon, or we'll have to rename this camp in the Cosna.
As we were leaving camp to go back home, we saw a canoe. We were flipped over on a little island with all the stuff in the water. So we helped him get his canoe out of the water, and then we grabbed all his stuff and towed his canoe back to Manly. It seemed like he had a full load for my boat stashed in his canoe.